Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Fearless Floyd Show. As always, I am your host, Fearless Floyd, and today is Monday, May 6th, 2024, and I am live from the Offshore Technology Conference at the NRG Park at the NRG Center in Houston, Texas. Currently, I am working audio in room 302, running the soundboard. Basically, I'm an audio engineer today. I know, I'm very diversified, aren't I? I was rigging last week. I was a spot off on Saturday. And today I'm an audio engineer. And I did not sleep at a Holiday Inn Express last night. For those of you who are wondering. So, as you see behind me, Iraq's 50-year plan, the revaluation, what that looks like. All I deal with facts and hard numbers. So without further ado, let me dive into over all this so I can show you guys what I'm talking about. Just give you a little hopium to hang on for that extra. Here you go. Well, I told you I don't like this mouse pad, so driving me bananas. Iraq to build cities. I just did a quick little search right here. Iraq has been actively working to build new cities to address the country's housing crisis and urbanization challenges. According to the search results, the Iraqi government has announced plans, to build a total of 20 new residential cities across the country. This project is part of the government's strategy to establish new residential cities outside city centers, aiming to alleviate the urban housing crisis. Some of the cities that have been planned or under construction include a $2 billion project to build a residential city outside Baghdad, with 2 Chinese firms starting construction on 30,000 housing units. A plan to construct 5 cities across Iraq, with 4 more expected to be awarded soon and another 10 to be announced next year. Designs for more than 20 new residential cities have been completed, as announced by the Iraqi Minister of Construction, Housing, and Public Municipalities. These new cities will provide much needed housing for the growing population of Iraq and help to alleviate the pressure on existing cities. The projects are expected to be a major boost to the country's economy and infrastructure development. I don't know why I can't read today. Here are some key points about Iraq's efforts to build new cities. The government has announced plans to build 20 new residential cities across the country. Projects are part of a strategy to establish new residential cities outside city centers, aiming to alleviate the urban housing crisis. 2 Chinese firms have started construction on a $2 billion project to build a residential city outside Baghdad with 30,000 housing units. 4 more cities are expected to be awarded soon. Another 10 are expected next. All right, that's Eric Dingus hitting me up with some really big news to share. So there we go. Designs for more than 20 new residential cities have been completed, according to the Iraqi Minister of Construction, which I just covered all that. So I wanted to show you that here it's in the news. This is, it's not like I'm making this stuff up. Like I said, I only deal with facts. All right, you can see what the skyline of Iraq looks like. It's basically flat. Okay, they got this one large building going up. Well, if you think it's going to stay that way, I've got news for you, folks. It is not. How much does it cost to build a city in Iraq? Well, I went and looked. The cost of building a city in Iraq is complex and multifaceted question, as it depends on various factors such as the size of the city, its location, infrastructure requirements, and the level of development. However, based on the provided search results, I can provide some insights and estimates. According to the search results, the cost of building a house in Iraq can vary greatly depending on the location size and security. For example, larger apartments in Karbala can cost over 150,000 US dollars. However, this is not a direct answer to the question of building a city. To provide a more accurate estimate, I will consider the cost of rebuilding and developing cities in Iraq. According to the search results, the United States spent $60 billion to rebuild Iraq, but a special auditor's report to Congress showed that much of this money was wasted. The report mentioned that Iraqi officials must provide an additional $87 million to hook up most of the rest of the city, or 25,000 additional homes. Another example is the cost of rebuilding the Al Fatah Bridge in northern central Iraq, which was blown up during the invasion. The initial cost of rebuilding the bridge was estimated to be $75 million, but eventually cost an additional $25 million to repair the bridge pipelines. Considering these examples, it is difficult to provide an exact cost of building a city in Iraq. However, we can estimate the cost based on the average cost of building a house in Iraq, which is around 150,000 US dollars. To build a city, we would need to multiply this cost by a number of buildings, infrastructure, and services required. So basically what they come down to is assuming a city with a population of 100,000 people with an average of 5 people per household, we would need about 20,000 buildings with the average cost of 150,000 per building. Total cost would be around 3 billion US dollars. However, this is a rough estimate, does not take into account the cost of infrastructure, roads, utilities, and other services required to rebuild the city. The actual cost of building a city in Iraq could be significantly higher, potentially in the range of tens of billions of dollars. In conclusion, the cost of building a city in Iraq is a complex and multifaceted question that depends on various factors. While we can estimate the cost based on the average cost of building a house, the actual cost could be significantly higher due to the complexity of building a city. So I went and did my investigation. I did my homework. Imagine that. Somebody actually doing some research. What's that look like? So I went and found pictures. Uh, Pictures are worth 1,000 words, right? So we're going to scroll through this, share, and we're going to go look at Dubai. Because Dubai is on everybody's tongue. Everybody wants to go to Dubai. Here we go. I am at Sharon. Yeah. All right. Trip planner. Okay. Dubai. Then and now see the history of Dubai by flipping these pictures. And this is from traveltriangle.com. And I believe this was put together by Kanika Sazima. Hope I'm saying that correctly. Kanika. So as you can see to the left of this screen right here, what Dubai looked like and what it looks like now. And basically tucked over to the southeast coast of the Persian Gulf, Dubai happens to be the most populous city in the United Arab Emirates, which is a consortium of Arab countries. Once a mere fishing village of not more than 800 people, okay? Dubai. Once a mere fishing village of not more than 800 people, Dubai has, over time, emerged as a global metropolitan and major business hub of the Middle East. Wondering how it changed on such a massive scale? Well, we've put together some intriguing pictures to help you witness and compare the old Dubai versus the new one. So scroll down and take a peek at the intriguing history of Dubai. If you think that the cradle of civilization, i.e. Iraq, is going to be upstaged by a mere fishing village of 800 people. You're sorely mistaken. Okay. This is why I am telling you folks, when Iraq rebuilds, it will be in opulence. They will make a statement. So, a brief history of Dubai. Way back in 1833, all right, almost 200 years ago, Dubai had started off as a small settlement by some 800 members of the Bani Yas tribe, who were attracted to the natural harbor created by a creek flowing through Dubai. They turned the area into a small center for fishing and pearling. These people were later joined by the Arabian nomads of the Middle East called Bedouins. They too settled near the creek in small houses known as baristas. Baristas? Hope I'm saying that correctly. During the 1960s, Dubai's economy was merely dependent on the revenues generated from trade and oil exploration concessions. The history of Dubai development shows that when a major chunk of revenue obtained from oil reserves started to flow in 1969, okay? That's 50 years ago, folks. Dubai started developing rapidly. Vast sums of cash were thrown into the picture, and major infrastructure like schools and hospitals started developing swiftly. Over the years, it transformed Dubai into the glam and glitzy hub we know today. Dubai, then and now. Flip to see. Flip the following images to see what Dubai looked like decades ago and how massively it has transformed the years. And I'm sure we've all heard of the Development Road Project. All right, folks, take a look at this picture right here. This is 1990, what this looked like. Okay, that's just a mere, what, 34 years ago? All right, I'm back up to premium. Yay, Telegram, thank you. All right, check this out. Look at that. This looks like the main road right there. We got 1, 2, 3 buildings there. This looks like maybe 4 or 5 there, right? Let's see what that looks like today. Ooh. I'm going to take it that that's those same buildings that we were looking at right there. And the view is from over here looking this way. Primary highway linking Dubai to Abu Dhabi. Sheikh Zayed Road is the longest road in the Emirates. The construction of this massive road had begun back in 1971. It took over 9 long years to complete it. Known as the Defense Road back in those days, this road network is now bounded by various important buildings and areas of Dubai, including the Emirates Tower, Palm Jumeirah, and Dubai Marina. Number 2, the Dubai Marina. In 2000, this is what it looked like. As you can see, it's just a rural spit of sand, right? Really. And this is what it looks like now. Let's go back. That's what it looked like in 2000, a mere 24 years ago. That's what it looks like now. Dubai Marina is an artificial canal city located on a 3-kilometer stretch of the Persian Gulf shoreline. It was constructed by bringing in water from the Gulf into the designated site of Dubai Marina and creating a man-made waterfront. It houses various iconic structures like Jumeirah Beach Residence and Masjid Al Rahmin Mosque. Claiming to be the world's largest man-made marina, Dubai Marina has helped a great deal in shaping the history of Dubai. 24 years, folks. That to that. Dubai waterfront in 1954. 70 years ago. Oh, little bit of difference, huh? What do you think? Huh? All those buildings sprouted up over there, over here. Everybody got boats. This handsome addition to the landscapes of Dubai was expected to be the biggest waterfront and man-made establishment in the world. The Dubai Waterfront Project is essentially an amalgamation of canals as well as an artificial archipelago. The construction of this 8-kilometer long waterfront that runs parallel to the Persian coastline had begun back in February 2007, but had to be suspended midway owing to the financial crisis that hit Dubai during that time. Undoubtedly, this waterfront paints a vivid picture of Dubai's history. Dubai Creek in 1950 versus now. What's that? Let's go back up. Dividing the city into its two major sections, Diriyah and Bur Dubai. The Dubai Creek serves as a major part of the history of Dubai. It was the first element that drew the Bani Yas tribe, the first ever inhabitants of Dubai, to settle down here. They had built their civilization near Bur Dubai Creek area in the 19th century, giving rise to the Al Maktoum dynasty in the city. Dubai Airport, 1960. As we see what looks to be 4 terminals. And of course, this is 64 years ago. Let's see what they're. That's their new airport. But as you see, have hubs here, and they have another one down there as well. The Dubai airport was built in 1959 on the direction of then ruler Sheikh Rashid bin Saeed Al Maktoum. Back then, it had a mere 1,800-meter runway built out of compacted sand. According to the history of Dubai, an asphalt runway and a fire station were added to the airport premises later. Today, it is one of the busiest airports in the world, which is saying something. Considering Atlanta's the busiest airport in downtown Dubai in 2000. 24 years ago, this was what Dubai looked like. This is going to be scary, folks. Get ready. That's what it looks like. Let's scroll back. And there you go. In the year 2006, about a quarter of the cranes in the world were occupied in building the massive structures we see in Dubai today. The history of Dubai tourism shows that more and more tourists started pouring into the city once these towering and glistening buildings were up and running. And once the Burj Khalifa joined the party, Dubai shot to fame as being the home of the tallest man-made structure in the world, bringing in a huge influx of travelers from all over the world to see this massive beauty. And we're talking about this spire right here. Iraq was to build something similar, the Diriyah Clock Tower in 1969. This right here. Let's see what it looks like now. Go. Dubai's famous clock tower is situated right in the middle of the area and was built back in the year 1963. This impressive structure stands at the very gateway of the Maktoum Bridge that in turn serves as an essential link between Bur Dubai and Dira. While it may have been surrounded merely by sand and undeveloped structures at that time, this area is now transformed into one of the most happening hubs of Dubai where youngsters like to hang out. Hands down, this clock tower certainly offers a glimpse into Dubai's history. Dubai World Trade Center in 1980. All right, World Trade Center. Let's see what it looks like. The construction on Dubai's World Trade Center had begun in 1977, and it was a lone structure in this entire area at the time. This 39-story building was known as the Sheikh Rashid Tower back in those days and played a crucial role in the shaping of the economic history of Dubai. You know, we're talking about this building, and you can see what's happened around it. 1977, it looks like a 1977 building. Sheraton Dubai Creek Hotel and Towers in 1978. Complete with yacht. After the government of Dubai decided to convert the city into an attractive tourist destination, a number of hotels started cropping up here. The Sheraton Dubai Creek Hotel and Towers is one of the first hotels to be built in Dubai, and that is the reason it still remains as a reputed and immensely popular place to stay in Dubai. Dubai Jumeirah Mosque in 1974 versus now. There you go. Construction of the famed Jumeirah Mosque had not begun until 1976, and its completion took over 3 years. This stunning mosque has been built in the traditional Fatimid style that initially originated in Syria and Egypt. The mosque finally opened its gates in 1979 and has been a key tourist attraction in the city since. Number 11, Dubai Dow Cruise in 1950. This is what their looks like their commercial fleet looked like. And that was when? 1950, 70 years ago. There we go. What we're looking at now. While initially the use of the Dow boats was limited to extracting fish from the creek, it now drives a larger share of tourism in the city, providing entertainment, leisure activities to tourists. Cruising on these boats is among the most favorite activities of travelers coming to the city. And there you go. That concludes the little before and after of Dubai with some questions regarding excuse me, traveling to Dubai. So I wanted to show you that so you get an idea of what that looks like. Okay. When they talk about rebuilding these cities, they talk about rebuilding their country. They're always looking 20 to 50 years out. They're never looking for next year or 5 years down the road. These are always 50-year plans, 20 to 50-year plans. So don't think that, overnight Iraq's going to turn into this opulent, paradise mirage in the middle of the desert, because it's going to take time to build. As you see, some of these fantastic structures that I just showed you from Dubai took, 20 years to develop to what they are today. So this is what Iraq's going to do. They're not going to do this type of construction this quickly to compete with all the other countries in the Middle East at a rate of 1,310 dinars per dollar. Not going to happen. If you go back to the new exchange rate, which we are alleging or assuming is going to be right around $3.28 per dinar, it makes perfect sense that they can do this, and they're going to do it. So I'm not quite finished. I have one more to go through for you guys. Yes, I went and did my homework over the weekend for you. Again, mouse pads. All right, here we go. We are at outlooktraveler.com. And as you see, we have this is in pictures, United Arab Emirates, then and now. The United Arab Emirates completed 50 years in December, and here's a look into the past. Apparently, United Arab Emirates was completed in 2021, and that's why I used it as a demarcation line, so you guys can see what can be accomplished in 50 years. And this was by the OT staff, so I'm going to say Outlook Traveler staff. It was updated on the 1st of January 2022. And the capital city of Abu Dhabi is a fascinating one with varied landscapes and options aplenty for all types of travelers. Abu Dhabi is where the past, present, and future all work in tandem and paint a colorful canvas. On December 2nd this year, the United Arab Emirates completed 50 years since its creation. Okay, this wasn't even in existence 51 years ago. 50 years ago is when it was inception and it was created. Let's see what it looks like. Over the years, the UAE has witnessed various transformations and some firsts, including its formation in 1971, the discovery of a church and a monastery on Sir Bani Yas Island in 1992, the initiation of the development of the world's first ecologically smart city, Masdar, in 2006, the first Abu Dhabi Grand Prix at the Yas Marina Circuit in 2009, 13 locations in Al Ain being added to the UNESCO World Heritage List, discovery of the world's oldest natural pearl in 2019, and the opening of the largest aquarium in the Middle East, the National Aquarium, in 2021. Here's a look in pictures of how the United Arab Emirates transformed over the years. Corniche. That's what it looked like in the past. That's what it looks like today. Home to an impressive 8 kilometers of manicured waterfront, stunning lifeguarded Corniche beach. It's the perfect place to soak up Abu Dhabi's famous year-round sunshine. Al Nar. That's what it looked like in the past. Definitely some alien technology at work there, cutting these stones, putting them in place. That's what it looks like today. The first archaeological excavations in Abu Dhabi began in Al Nar in 1959, located off the coast of Abu Dhabi Emirate. The small island features an archaeological site that has yielded significant finds that have helped to illuminate the culture and lifestyle of the Bronze Age inhabitants of the UAE. Qasr Al Husn in 1966 basically just looked like a bit of desert. Wow, look at that. That's 50 years, folks. Look at all that behind it. Look at that. Just a flat horizon. And then when you come over here, you can't even see the horizon. That's 50 years, folks. The oldest standing structure in Abu Dhabi is the picturesque Qasr Al Husn, was built in the 1790s, and it comprises two major iconic buildings. The inner fort, originally constructed in 1795, and the outer palace, 1939 to 1945. The Mat Bridge. There you go. Constructed in 1967, it was the first passage that connected Abu Dhabi to the rest of the Emirates. Before that, the Abu Dhabi island mass was separated from the mainland by a shallow channel of water. At that time, the only way to go in and out of the city was to wait for hours for the low tide and simply walk or ride a camel across the wet sand. Wow. Abu Dhabi Airport. Oh my God, look at that. Imagine what this transformation is going to look like. That's just the lobby. Abu Dhabi International Airport has been recognized as the best airport in the Middle East by the World Airport Awards more than once, but the airport just before its creation of the UAE was very different from what it has come known today. Yep. Hydroponics. And that concludes our view there. But this is stunning, this view right here of what they built in a short 50 years. What else did I have? I believe that's it. Yeah, that's pretty much what I had to cover that. So I wanted to show you exactly what their plans are without them actually telling you what their plans are, because everything takes time to build, takes time to plan, to construct, and they're waiting on their revaluation. So I think they did the tripartite budget for this 3-year budget to get them through so they can start getting on this plan once they reevaluate their currency, get set on a firm foothold, and then they're able to forecast a 50-year plan, what that looks like and how to budget that money for new construction and new development of Iraq to turn it into opulence as we see. And with that, cut you guys loose because I'm getting ready to go to work. And we are filling the hall. So with that, I will cut the video off. Like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell, leave a comment below. I am the Fearless Floyd Show across every social media platform. If you want to reach me, the Fearless Floyd Show at yahoo.com is my email. Like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell, leave a comment below. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something. Share this video with all your friends, especially if they're involved in any type of revaluation, currency exchange coming up, so they can get an idea of what it looks like for a 50-year plan for a country to redevelop, especially in the Middle East. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I'll catch you guys on the next one. See ya.